আমরা এই খবরে থাকবো, কিন্তু তার আগে আমরা চলে যাব এই মুহূর্তে চলে যাব রুইয়া হাউসে। সেখানে সাংবাদিকদের মুখোমুখি হয়েছেন পবন রুইয়া।
But there were some objections which we could see was there when this agreement was supposed to be signed last Monday. We also see that a lot of apprehension has been there whether Dunlop has gone completely on the way of 2000, where the chances of its opening or revival is very bleak. Let me tell everybody that 3 years of hard labor which has gone into this company, which has brought this company to a stage that I don't think it will go back to the situation of what people are talking about, permanent closure or not reviving. If there is a temporary setback in any situation that cannot be termed as a permanent closure, I would put for an example, if a person has fallen sick and if he is sneezing, you can't say that he is dead. I would only say let the people have some patience and wait for some time. The company will start production and the company will be revived. I have tried to put in this book not many questions which I could see was there in the press, which I am here personally to speak and reply to all of you, whatever apprehensions, questions you have, so that the exact situation, what is there right now, can go to the public at large, so that they may have the right perspective of what the situation of Dunlop is. And that is why we all requested you to come today. I will now put the floor open for any question from any person. Please come in. Please come in.
One major question which everybody has in mind is when would production start? Which in turn would require the banks to give you money. So our question is, when do you expect the bank's money to come in and the production to start?
There are 3 points which I have mentioned in that book, which is now we are waiting for. Number 1, in this 2-3 years of operation, we have found that some of the norms of the workers which we have agreed in the LTS needs to be revisited. So we have told to the workers' union, and they have very positively accepted to discuss on those new norms. Number 2 point, there are certain incentives which we have requested the government for long-term survival, which we were waiting since the day of opening of the factory, and we have requested once again to the government of West Bengal to provide such incentives. Regarding the working capital, we have already discussed the proposal with the bankers. The loan would have been sanctioned much earlier had there been no liquidity crunch or meltdown, what we are seeing and witnessing everywhere. We expect this to happen very soon. If you ask me a timeline right now, I can't give you exact date when the plant will start, but certainly I think within next 15 days, 2 to 3 months of time, we will go back to the production. Next question, please.
What are the incentives you've been asking for?
The major incentive is the sales tax exemption which was there, and which I think they are also considering to do that. It's only a question of we receiving that incentive.
It was there earlier?
No, it was not there earlier, but when we discussed with the government, we were supposed to get the sales tax. This is a major one. There are 5 or 6 minor one is there, but the major one is sales tax exemption.
For how many years?
This was a 10 years to 12 years basically we have requested for that, and which there is a provision with the government where they can provide this.
Maximum 12 years?
Yeah.
How much do you get?
See, it's a percentage. It's a 12% right now on the sales.
And those points need to be executed as per the workers are concerned?
Those are basically the production norms per You see, like we have a tile building situation. So how much tile we building on per machine per day basis? So those are the norms which, like suppose it is like 15 tires right now, which we have requested between 20-24 tires. The OTR tire 2,400, which now is being produced one tire, which we have requested 3 tires, which can be produced basically. So it's not a major change. It's some minor norms which is there, which I think will be, which we have discussed with them also. They are also aware about the entire thing. They know it can be made. It's only a question of negotiation. I don't see a big hurdle in that.
There was a condition in the incentive scheme, I think, the state and PSU will purchase tires for their buses from your company. What was the condition of this?
No, we are still supplying. In fact, after we have started the plant, we have supplied to the state PSU, but there's no such condition or the contract that we will be giving to them. We are participating in tenders. In fact, that was one of the incentives also we requested government that all the West Bengal purchases should be made through Dunlop. That has not been done, but we are participating in the tenders. We are getting the orders in competition. We are supplying to them. In fact, we have supplied huge tires to the state transport companies.
Mr. Ruia, what is the actual shortfall in your working capital? What is your requirement and what is the shortfall?
So we have requested to the bank to provide something like, in totality, the company will require 200 crore rupees of working capital. But on the on the first phase, we have requested for 70 crore rupees.
Which banks are you talking?
I think let's discuss that banks later on. Let the sanction come to us.
You are waiting for 2 points to start production, or is it that you will start production when you get the money?
No, see, it is not interdependent to each other, but certainly we would like this time when we start, this on and off situation should not be there and it will be a permanency in the entire situation. So we would, these are things which we will try to finish very soon, so I think all 3 will happen. But we will not wait to start the plant for these other 2 matters to happen.
Is it possible for you to consider probably sell some equity stakes to raise money?
We have not considered that as yet because, as you know, the international scenario right now is not right for selling any equity in any case. So I don't think we are looking for that option. Still, the Dunlop shares are not yet listed. So that also makes more difficult for any investor to come into this particular situation. And I'm sure with all the news coming in right now, nobody would like to put the money in.
But once the market conditions improve and once you are listed, probably.
And probably when the entire production goes back and people know properly that they have been production and things like that. So I think maybe we have to wait for 2-3 months of time, but that cannot be taken as a consideration or that cannot be taken as the funds raising situation. At this particular moment is a simple working capital requirement from the bank which is looking for.
Tomorrow you are going to meet the Labour Minister, I think. So what is your expectation from the government in this situation?
No, there's no expectation, you know. It's a very difficult situation which we are in right now. There's no industrial dispute. We have not taken a layoff. There's no retrenchment. There's no suspension of office and nothing. And the funniest part is that we and the labor union agree on the point. So we are lost to understand what is next.
What are your
Laborers are agitating there against this agreement.
I think we're living in a democratic setup of the society, you know. And whatever is being done in the interest of the laborer. If suppose today we are seeing what is the effect of a lot of industries taking place in this situation. And in that point, the Chairman Committee and the management certainly, when we fixed up this particular amount of money of 2,000 rupees to be paid, we had this human angle in our mind. Otherwise, we just shut down and say we'll not pay anything and wait till 4 months, 3 months, 2 months of time when the plant will start. So I think this particular point is in favor of each and every person, including laborers. I don't think most of the laborers are against this. Maybe a few handful, maybe a very small portion of the people may have some issues. But I don't know what the issues are because what I have read from most of the press reporting, they are not against 2,000 rupees. They only want government to endorse this. So we just fine if that is the case. Let government endorse the entire thing. We have no issue on that.
What is the date which was the seminar was supposed to start? The union claims that the senior management person was announced. So that's the reason they backed up. You know.
I don't think this is the point because
It isn't agreed by the management as well as the union. It's truly a very difficult situation.
absolutely.
Both are
This is really, we fail to understand, but that's not the correct situation because we had all the senior persons in the factory who were there to sign the entire thing. But maybe there might be some confusion, they may be wanting to wait somebody from the corporate office. When the total, there are unit heads there are IR heads, all the people are there who are completely empowered by that company to sign the paper. I don't think somebody from the corporate office has to go to sign the papers basically. But anyway, if that be the situation, tomorrow our people, we told them, if that be the case, we can all come again to the factory, we can sign there, we can sign here, we can sign anywhere. If that's the only issue.
What was your production per day?
আপনারা এতক্ষণ দেখছিলেন রুইয়া হাউস থেকে সাংবাদিক সম্মেলন করছিলেন ডানলপ শাহগঞ্জ কারখানার মালিক রুইয়া গোষ্ঠীর কর্ণধার পবন রুইয়া। তিনি বারবার বলে দিলেন যে উৎপাদন বন্ধ থাকলেও কিন্তু কর্মীরা কর্মচ্যুত নয় এবং তিনি আশ্বাস দিয়েছেন যে 2-3 মাসের মধ্যে কিন্তু কারখানা আবার খুলবে। এখন এই পর্যন্ত। এই পর দেখুন আমাদের আই লিগের ম্যাচ নিয়ে বিশেষ অনুষ্ঠান গোল। সঙ্গে থাকুন 24 ঘন্টা।